Hi, my name is Savannah Thweatt, and this is my professional development presentation for the University of Southern Mississippi. All about me is I'm currently a second grade teacher and I am temporarily residing in North Carolina to study the differences in curriculum across states. I do teach all subjects right now except for phonics, and I chose the two articles I'm about to discuss solely because I have many ELL students, English language learner students this year, and I wanted to learn interventions on how to improve their overall reading comprehension. So this is my first article right here. It was published in 2021 and it is titled Reading Comprehension, the Significance, Features, and Strategy. Now this article is written and based overseas and it focuses on students learning their language. And I felt like it was beneficial to learn the strategies that are working for them so that we can manipulate them for students learning English in the United States. This article is all about how critical and crucial reading comprehension is when learning a foreign language, and it really looks at the challenges that these students face and why reading comprehension is so important and what makes it stick and how can we get better at it. So I felt like this was very beneficial to go through. Two significant points that I took away were the importance of overall reading comprehension for ELL students and reading strategies for ELL students. So, for the importance of reading comprehension, the article really discusses how critical reading comprehension is for ELL students in learning literacy skills. And it talks about how comprehension plays such a crucial role and central role in processing, decoding, and vocabulary learning and making meaning from text. So it really highlights the necessity of developing strong reading comprehension skills to support overall language acquisition. Now, some really important reading strategies that I took away from this article were activating prior knowledge, making inferences, summarization, and overall practical guidance, not only for the learners, but as well for the educators, so that we can properly implement these interventions for these students and meet them where they're at. Two text to self connections that I made were activating students' prior knowledge through active reading and the challenges that these students may be facing in the classroom. So, empowering students through active reading discusses how activating the prior knowledge really resonates with my teaching philosophy and how I found that engaging students through active reading really increases their comprehension, but also gives them a sense of ownership in their learning. It makes them want to show up and be involved and work harder to improve their overall reading comprehension when they feel like they're a part of it and they're over it. And this really improves their overall academic growth and success. Now, some challenges that I really connected with this article was the difficulties with reading and decoding and really expanding their vocabulary while going through these English texts. And this shared experience of working with students who require additional support in language acquisition was just really big for me. The question that I had about this article was what specific differentiated instructional approaches can educators implement to address the varying proficiency levels and language barriers faced by English language learners? And one criticism that I had for the article was the strategies discussed in the article may lack practicality for diverse ELL populations solely because of previous literacy education, and further research into tailored instructional methods is needed to ensure effectiveness across different learner profiles. This is the second article that I chose to discuss, and it is personally my favorite. It was published in 2020, and it's titled Teaching Bilingual Learners, the Effects of a Language-Based Reading Intervention on Academic Language and Reading Comprehensions in Grades 4 and 5. No, I don't teach grades 4 and 5, but I do feel like it was beneficial for me because since I do teach second grade, I'm helping pave the way for students in grades 4 and 5. So if I can take the interventions that they did and go ahead and implement them at an earlier age, I feel like it would increase student success. So this study really looked at, it's called the Claves intervention, and they broke students into two groups. So one group received the Claves intervention, and one group got your traditional small group ELA class that's not tailored to their needs. And it showed that this Claves intervention drastically improved overall reading comprehension because it was meeting the students where they were at and tailoring to their specific needs. It wasn't just a one size fits all um, course. So it suggests that this kind of program is very useful and beneficial for bilingual students in school. So the first significant point was effectiveness of language-based intervention. So the study highlights the effectiveness of language-based reading intervention, the CLAVES, and how it improved language. Let's see. Sorry, I'm on a cruise, so I had to pause it. But again, the claves and how it improves academic language and reading comprehension amongst bilingual students in grades 4 and 5. And it really suggests that these interventions focused on the language components and functions and discussions and comprehensions can be very beneficial for bilingual learners. The second point was the importance of a tailored instruction, and this was really shown in the growth from the claves intervention group. And it suggests that it was beneficial for improving reading comprehension compared to the traditional small group ELA instruction because it was specifically targeted to the needs of all of the students. And it wasn't just your standard one size fit all intervention. And it really underscores the significance of these interventions that are designed to address the unique challenges that each of these bilingual students are facing. So the first connection that I made to my own educator experience was I really connect and resonate with the need for support when working with students facing these language barriers. Just like the teacher working groups described in the article, my school also provides ongoing training and support for all educators, and the support has been completely invaluable to me because it's helping me learn and navigate the challenges of effectively teaching these students these new interventions that I might not have taught before. And the second connection was incorporating the concept of multi-literacies in my teaching practice, which has been completely transformative. So by recognizing and valuing different forms of literacy beyond traditional language skills, such as visual literacy or digital literacy, I have seen an overall increase in participation and academic growth with all of my ELL students. And this, the use of multiliteracies was discussed in the article and really reinforces the importance of embracing diverse modes of communication to enhance student comprehension and engagement. So one question that I had for this article was, how does systemic functional linguistics contribute to a more comprehensive understanding of academic language across different content areas? And one criticism that I had was, yes, the author provides such valuable insight, but the discussion lacks an exploration of how sociocultural factors may influence a child's overall understanding of a topic. So like race, poverty, zip code, because we as educators know that all of these really influence their overall vocabulary and academic language. So, four things that I felt were beneficial from research to practice and how we as educators can implement this in our classroom. I broke these into four phases because I feel like they're equally important. So for phase one, connect with a English language learner teacher. For Mississippi, I only had Spanish speaking students. I didn't have French or any other language learning English. So I said, connect with a English Spanish language teacher because these teachers can provide you with such valuable strategies and help you navigate interventions so that you can really meet the needs of all of your students. Phase two, allow your student to have a Spanish speaking buddy. It does not have to be the same person every day because that's a lot for a little kid to have on their shoulders and really big of a job for them. So I like to rotate this buddy out so that not only are you building relationships with multiple people, but you're improving communication and trust with the student's classmates. And I like to have this buddy for my ELL student in case they don't feel like they can properly communicate their needs or their learning with me. And it seemed to be a very, very beneficial practice that I've had in my classroom. For phase three, find the right strategies, just like the Claves intervention discussed, just like the first article discussed. Not every student is a one size fit all. So you need to find the strategies that's going to meet them where they're at and really boost them academically. Phase 4, have reasonable expectations. Again, if a student's just learning English, how can we as educators expect them to know how to read in English as well? So we need to help lay the foundation and help teach them decoding and summarization and how to make inferences so that they can really build their overall reading comprehension. So in conclusion, it's very important for teachers to keep exploring new ways to help these ELL students to really improve their overall reading comprehension. Our classrooms are more diverse than ever, so we need to have an understanding of how to meet the specific language needs of all of our ELL students. The two studies that we talked about show that custom-made interventions can boost language skills and how well these students understand what they're reading. When teachers get creative with the approaches, they can make the classrooms where ELL students feel totally included and can rock it out academically. So moving forward, it's all about keeping up with research and teamwork to fine tune these strategies and make sure that every learner has an equal shot at a top-notch education. Thank you.